All right, blue chips, frustrating day. Took 5 trades today. Only one of them was a winner, and even that one was frustrating. So let's get to it. All right, traders. So starting off, ADVM was just an interesting one. The first trade was normal, right? We got in, we were too early. It stopped us out. But if you notice, you can't even really see the first cover arrow because I immediately jumped right back in at a lower price. I'm going to pull this over real quick just so you can see what I'm talking about. So here was my orders for today. So as you'll see here, $20.99. We got out at $21.45. It stopped us out. And then we got back in at $21.26 almost instantly. So that was actually the spread. It stopped us out. It tried to go through 50. We realized it was a bit of a fake out. So we jumped in again, but there was a 20-cent spread. So we immediately were half our position because our 50-cent button is the $1.25 button, or 50 share button, I should say. So we were pretty much, we were already halfway to our stop. And as you can see, it ended up going up and hitting that soon after because it was kind of a FOMO trade. We didn't wait for it to extend itself again. And we ended up getting stopped out again. And then what did we do? We turned around and did the same thing because I love the trade. I love the idea of the trade. Just unfortunately, the spread was pretty bad on it, and we were FOMOing into this trade. And I also broke my rule because on the third trade, I should have been waiting for a descending triangle, which was here, and it would have worked out. But we FOMO'd right back into it, which then in return ended up getting us because we didn't get down towards 21 where we needed this to be for us to take our partial. And when it came back up, we actually had our stop sitting right over 22 because we were playing the pivot here. So we had it at 22.06, right above 22.05. It got real close to that. And right as it was going through 22, the price literally, go watch this live up there. I'll put the card. It shot up 65-ish cents right to 22.66, and our market order went through, and we got filled at 22.66, as you can see right here. So literally, a stock that was trading 5-10 cents at a time went up 65 cents all at once, and we ended up with 60-cent slippage. Ouch. I was literally in awe on the live stream this morning. I literally just sat there in awe. I was a deer in headlights, like, what just happened? I was just dumbfounded. In between, we took a trade on LPSN, which we'll check out in a second. I finally waited for this thing to give us the descending triangle, and we ended up taking that trade. As you can see, a nice descending triangle here at the top. And then we wanted to use the pivot points to get out, and so we did. And we got stopped out right at the top because, as you can see, right here came down, popped back up at 23.22, went lower. So we moved our pivot right there to 22.23. And as you can see, we got stopped out, a little bit of slippage there. It went to 34, but then ultimately ended up rolling over. And it looks like our next pivot that would have got hit was here at 22.65. Yeah, so we would have got stopped out right there. That was a little bit of a fake out as well. So this thing was a very frustrating thing to trade today. Lots of interesting things that don't normally happen. So is what it is. I mean, this was definitely a very strong stock this morning, and we just FOMO'd into 2 of those trades, had some crazy slippage go on, and then the pivot points just didn't want to work in our favor. So on to LPSN was our second trade, and this one was just your standard previous resistance. Had a nice little push here. Look at this bar compared to all the other ones. It was kind of like this bar here when it made that previous high. So we jumped in. We actually top ticked that bar. It started to come down a little bit, and then it just said, no, we're not done. And it just kept on going, and then it started to grind higher and higher and higher. So as you can see, that ended up being a loss as well. And this thing is still kind of just chopping sideways for the most part within a pretty big range. So it is what it is, guys. We ended up going 1 for 5. Let me pull over this awesomeness over here as well. You can see we ended up down 128.41 over the course of 5 trades. So we ended up down 4R, which if we won 1 trade over 5 trades, we should have only been down 3R. But unfortunately, slippage is very real today. So that's all I have for you today. Not a great day. Don't like these days. It really makes you kind of question what you're doing. Not overall, but just your strategy. It really makes you start thinking, like, is this the right strategy? You know, I broke some rules today. Is that the problem? I really got to, figure out what's going on. So going to have a little bit of a session with myself today and the rest of today. And I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Peace.